Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume. And Mr. Speaker, I rise today in opposition to H.R. 1640, the so-called Save Our Gas Stoves Act. This is a Republican messaging bill designed to deliberately mislead the American people about gas stoves. Now let's set the record straight with a little reality. The Biden administration is not, and I repeat, not banning gas stoves. This is nothing but a political stunt. House Republicans continue to put politics over people, and with this bill today, they are once again putting polluters over people. H.R. 1640 is designed to prevent the Department of Energy from finalizing a recently proposed energy efficiency standard for electric and gas stoves and cooktops that would lower energy bills, improve Americans' health, and cut pollution. DOE energy efficiency standards are extremely popular. A recent poll found that 3 out of 5 Americans support stricter energy efficiency standards for appliances and buildings. And the proposed DOE rule that Republicans are trying to prevent from moving forward is a common sense standard. The claim that 96% of gas stoves on the market don't meet the proposed Department of Energy standard is just not true. 50% of the market already meets the proposed standard, including all entry-level models. But more important, the proposed standard only applies to new gas stoves manufactured and sold 3 years after the rule is finalized. And that would give manufacturers more than enough time to meet these new standards. There's simply no reason for this proposed rule to be controversial. No one is saying you can't keep your gas stove. No one is saying you don't have a choice. No one is saying you have to move to electric stoves. This is all misinformation. But rather than acknowledging the facts, Republicans are instead employing their usual scare tactics, putting politics over people. Despite what you will hear from my Republican colleagues today, the DOE rule does not ban gas stoves. It does not remove gas stoves from homes. It does not prevent anyone from putting a gas stove in their home. This rule only applies to new stoves. As I said, manufacturers have 3 years to meet the standard. I'm sorry I have to keep repeating it, Mr. Speaker, but if I know the other side keeps repeating the misinformation. So all this means is that if a consumer goes to buy a new gas stove in 3 years, it will be more energy efficient and cheaper to operate. And that's a win for consumers, our health, and our ongoing fight to combat the worsening climate crisis. And to make it worse, Mr. Speaker, Republicans are not just going after this energy efficiency standard. Since the bill does not include a sunset clause, it could forever limit the Department of Energy from taking substantive action to improve energy efficiency of cooktops. This is just another way Republicans are continuing to prop up their polluter friends. Now, this bill, as well as the RAINS Act, which is on the floor, I believe, later this evening, show that the Republicans are skeptical of everything agencies do, including all rulemakings and regulations. Republicans think that they can do the math, conduct the analysis, reach conclusions better than the subject matter experts at our federal agencies. But that's not how our government works. We hire agency experts to make the best decisions and do their jobs best. And the Department of Energy rulemaking process is detailed, well-researched, with ample opportunity for public engagement. Common sense energy efficiency standards save everyday Americans money and reduce emissions. These standards are popular, and cooktops that meet the standard are readily available on the market. Republicans claim to care about energy prices, but this Republican bill prohibits the Department of Energy from finalizing a rule that could save consumers up to $1.7 billion. So, Mr. Speaker, H.R. 1640 should be rejected so the Department of Energy can proceed with this common sense energy efficiency standard. I strongly urge my colleagues to vote no, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman.